check out this cool little thing that I made. It is a fidget spinner, or my attempt at making a Jolly Rancher EOS fidget spinner. Here's my fidget spinner, and I thought it might be cool to combine our top video, which is the Jolly Rancher EOS, which we originally created. And it's been so popular that I figured why not try to make a fidget spinner out of it. So of course you're going to need some Jolly Ranchers, yum yum yum, and some EOS containers. Now these are originally for lip balm. The ones that I have are empty, and you actually can't buy them empty, just to clarify that. You have to go to a drugstore or grocery store and buy the actual lip balm, and then either use it or just take it out and make sure that you save it and obviously use it eventually. And it comes in 3 parts. So I have all my 4 containers here for the 4 colors I'm going to use. I feel sorry for Cherry because I keep leaving it out, but all I need is 4 little EOS containers for this fidget spinner. Alright, so I'm going to open up my bag of Jolly Ranchers and make sure that I have enough colors for each. I usually want at least 4 candies. Sometimes I've opened up bags and I've had like 1 of a certain color. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm all good to go. And then we're going to move right along. So it's looking pretty good. I have 4 grapes, so I think that's the smallest group, but that's all good. So I have some cardboard. Yes, this looks kind of raggedy, but I'm going to obviously trim it. And I'm just using something, this is a contact lens solution, something that's bigger than the EOS container, because we're going to put a hole inside this circle. So I'm just creating the shape of the fidget spinner. So I started with a circle in the middle, and now I'm going to do 3 circles on the outside using this contact lens solution bottle. And here I am, I have the center part of my EOS container, and I'm tracing that, as that part is actually going to go through the cardboard. And we're going to repeat this for 3 on the outside and 1 in the center, and it's going to be all full of Jolly Rancher candy. Yum yum yum. Alright, keep on tracing, and then we're going to cut this out. And when you do create this, you want to make sure that the circles are well balanced. I didn't use a ruler or anything like that. I just sort of eyeballed it. But you do want to make sure that they're as close to perfect as possible, because if you spin it and it's a little bit heavier on one side, obviously it's not going to spin as well. So I'm just very carefully using an X-Acto knife to take out the circle in the center. And again, that's what you... I'm just trying to show you here that you pop these little great things through, and that's going to be full of candy though when you do that, and that's why we're creating these holes. Okay, I am super happy with how this is looking, so it's definitely starting to look like a fidget spinner, and there I go. I cut out the centerpiece as well. So we're ready to put some, I ended up using foam. This is sticky foam, so adhesive foam on one side. And it definitely makes it look good, but one thing you want to be careful is that I forgot about how much, I don't know if you want to call it height or width or whatever, but how much sort of thickness this added to my fidget spinner, which didn't really help out with putting the lids back onto my EOS candy. So if you want to put your lids back onto your candy while you're spinning it, you want to think about how thick your cardboard is. So obviously you want to have it thick enough that it can support the weight of these EOS Jolly Ranchers. I love using this adhesive foam because it makes it look good so easily, so it just sticks right on. You don't need glue or anything like that. So I just cut all the way around it, and this is what it looks like so far. And I'm just going to cut out my holes as well to prepare for the EOS Jolly Ranchers. Alright, I am ready to start making my EOS's, and I'm going to start with the blue raspberry here. And you guys, a couple of things that I would like to mention. Make sure that you have a microwavable safe dish. So that means something that is meant to be in the microwave. And I don't have a handle on my dish, but it is recommended that you use a container or a dish that has a handle on it, so that you guys don't come close to the candy. And just make sure you don't melt the candy that hot. The Jolly Rancher stuff does melt quite easily, and it will boil over, or just boil in general, and you want to make sure that you don't burn your fingers on it. So just, I'm going to come back to that, but just while I'm watching here, you want to make sure that you oil the lid of your container or else your candy is going to stick. So here I am back to the candy, and this didn't take long at all, and I'm just stirring out the bubbles. So if there are bubbles, just stir it, and I am able to hold my container, but some containers you can't, and sometimes if the candy gets on the container, it will make it extra hot as well, so you just want to be really careful. Alright, so pouring in the candy, being extremely careful, make sure that you guys have adult supervision if required. This candy will burn your skin, so, and I have done this many times, so that's why maybe I make it look easy, I don't know, but you want to make sure that you have someone that can help you, as the bowl can get hot, the candy can potentially come out onto your fingers, and you might end up making a big mess, and you really don't want to spill it on your fingers, because like I said, it's hot and it might burn. Even here you can see the bubbles in the watermelon, and yeah, this is no joke. So please make sure that you have adult supervision, as I really don't want to hear that anyone got hurt in the comments, you guys. So just make sure that you're really careful. And again, I've done this many times before, so it might look easy, but it's really not, especially if your container gets too hot in the microwave, okay? Be safe, everyone. So a couple of things that I would like to mention. I am using the top of the EOS container, right? So I'm using the top and I'm pouring it in. A lot of people question that, even though I'm showing it. So it is a little bit confusing. So you're using the top, you're flipping it upside down, and I'm using the bottom of the EOS container as a little stand. So that's going to help you stabilize everything and make sure that everything, you know, hopefully goes without any injuries. And then you also want to make sure, I just put it in the fridge or freezer depending on what you have or how long you feel like waiting. I put mine in the freezer. Still maybe takes about 20 minutes, like the stuff is pretty hot, and you can touch it pretty soon after, so you can just kind of keep checking it in the freezer until, you know, it's hard. And so that's what we're doing while I'm making all these ones, and then we'll do the big reveal of all the 4 colors once I'm done this last one here. I always love doing the green apple Jolly Rancher EOS because I just think it looks so cool when I flip it upside down and open it up. It's just such a nice, vibrant, delicious color. So very excited to use this one, and I actually had the plan to put this in the center, but I wanted to have it exposed just like the other one. So I changed my mind and I put this one on the outside, and I'm really happy that I did that. Okay, so let's check these out. This has been in the freezer for about 20 minutes, and all you're going to do is you're going to snap on the base, and you're going to carefully take off the lid. Sometimes it's best to let them sit a little bit at room temperature just in case, but you guys check this out, and this works so easily every time. I've never had a problem with this. If you do have a problem, it might just be because it's still a little bit too cold, so just let it come to room temperature a little bit. But other than that, I've never had a problem. I've never had any that have cracked or anything like that. So that's why I thought it'd be cool to combine the super awesome, you know, EOS Jolly Rancher with a fidget spinner. And here I'm realizing that the lid doesn't fit, and that's because I added foam to the cardboard, and there's just nothing, there's no space for it to screw on. So unfortunately, I guess, even though it looks pretty cool, I can't cover it. So this is where I'd almost recommend not using that foam and just using your cardboard. And maybe you don't even decorate the cardboard. I don't know. But yeah, it depends on the look you're going for and whether you want to have the lids on or not. Check out this watermelon. Oh man, that just looks so delicious. Like I said before, it works every time, you guys. Look how shiny and perfectly shaped this is. So awesome. So we'll just put that in, then we're going to move right along to our green one. So at some point through this process, I am realizing that this fidget is just too big for my hand. So at no point is it ever going to spin the way that I want it to. So I kind of had to modify and turn it into more of like a top. And in order for me to do that, I'm using this purple EOS. I'm going to put it upside down onto my fidget spinner base. So because the lid is a little bit taller than the bottom parts, I'm going to put that I'm just going to show you here. So I'm going to put that underneath, and it's going to elevate the other three off the ground a little bit, which is going to allow me to spin it. So this is not what I originally planned, and if you do have bigger hands than I do, I would recommend that you almost don't even make a candy one for the center, and you can make a teeny tiny hole in the center, and maybe put like a little piece of pencil, crayon, and glue gun it into your EOS container, and so that it can spin. That's the beauty of DIYs, is that you can come up with your own idea and just, you know, find the best way of how to make something work. And in this case, I had to completely revamp my plan, but I'm super happy with how this is looking, and I love the colors of the Jolly Rancher, and I'm loving the fact that it is totally spinning like this. So yeah, it's not quite the perfect definition of a fidget spinner, but I'm showing you here that I'm trying to spin it and my hands are just too small, unfortunately, but I am having fun spinning it on the table. Well, that's it, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure that you subscribe if you haven't done so. We're really pushing for 100,000 soon, so please be